All right, here we go, going live. There's always a little bit of a delay here. It says you are live. Hey, sure hope we're live. Hope this is working out. I'm gonna double check on my tablet here. There's a whole ordeal with getting everything set up for live stream. Just making sure everything works, making sure your audio works. I believe my audio is working, but I like to double check. You guys should be able to chat with me. I got a tablet up over here. Let me know if you can hear me. Send me a little chat. Say, yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Mic is on. Okay. Cool. Yep. All right. I think we're good to go. Cool. Hey. Welcome. It's been quite a while since I've live streamed. Got two different cameras set up here. It's a little bit different than I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to have like my close view camera and far view camera, toggle between those two, but I don't have the audio quite set up for that yet. Just realized that when I ran out of time. So we just got to go with this format with this close view, that far view. Anyways, welcome to JeepSolid Garage. We're going to be rebuilding this Jeep 4-liter engine together. This came out of my 1994 Jeep Wrangler YJ that I put a stroker in, did a stroker build on that. Turned out awesome, love that thing. So I ended up with this extra engine, contacted Engine Tech, and they wanted to sponsor a build. So we're going to rebuild this using Engine Tech parts. Thank you very much, Engine Tech. I appreciate that. I've used Engine Tech parts on my 92 Wrangler rebuild, the stroker rebuild, quite a few other things. So I've used Engine Tech parts for quite a while. I've been very happy with them. No problems whatsoever, and great customer service. If I ever had an issue with a part, they just sent me a new one right away. So we've got a few people on board already. Sorry, my tablet is like way over here. This is the easiest way for me to see. What's up? Great to see you. Jeff is here. Deluxe Start, another live stream. Hey! Andrew, Jeff, KT, Lawnmower Detective. That's awesome. Lawnmower Detective. I like that. So we're going to get started with the build. I'll be checking the chat as we go along. And yeah, now my tablet's giving me issues. It always does that. I need a new tablet. We'll get started on the build here and we'll just kind of go through it together. Like I said, this is going to be a long series over the winter, essentially. We're going to start disassembling. So yeah, as I said, this came out of my 94 YJ. Great engine, inline 6, 4-liter. I did have a cracked head gasket on this at one point, which I actually saved. Let me show you guys real quick. I actually saved the head gasket because I thought it was really interesting. So right between, where are you guys at? See, there's a delay on my camera. Right between cylinder 2 and 3, ended up with a big old crack. Big old piece missing there. So that obviously caused issues. The Jeep was running really rough. So I did a head gasket replacement on this quite a while ago. Gosh, that was a few years ago. So I have dug into this engine before. But yeah, let's get to it. So step one, we're going to take the valve cover off. Let's see. Sasha Jane. Hi, JeepSolid. That's our Sasha that we all know and love. Hi, Sasha. Hope you're having fun tonight. So I'm here working in the garage by myself. I need a little extension. And hopefully this video series isn't just me searching for tools. Where did I put my 10 millimeter? Boy, these valve cover bolts seem awfully loose already. Somebody got a head start on me here. I mean, they're, what is this, 7/16? And they are just cracking loose super easy. We'll get into the meat of this though. Just making sure they're all broken loose because I do have my electric ratchet. Love this thing for taking out. Oh, need a battery. Had to charge my battery. Have to have my battery all charged up, ready to go for the live stream. And then forget to put it in the tool. All right, and I still keep everything super organized when I'm taking stuff apart. I'll get a whole rebuild kit from Engine Tech. They have a whole gasket set. Obviously new bearings, new pistons. Let's see. Hi, Matt, Abby. I just came in from working on my YJ. Glad to see you. What are you working on, Abby? Seems like there's always something. My 94 YJ over here, Kiwi. Sorry, this electric ratchet is so loud, but it's fast. My 94 YJ, I have the transmission dropped on it right now, doing the clutch on it. Finally getting to the clutch. Go ahead and throw that bolt on the ground. Good grief, way back there. If I don't dig it out now, I'll forget where it was. There we go. A few spider webs on it. And these bolts on the valve cover, I mean, they're not super important on keeping them in order as some of the other bolts, but some of these are studs, like me. So I like to put them back in the same spot. So I think this will be about an hour live stream. My plan was Friday nights. Friday nights, 7:30, because that's a time that should consistently work for me. Most other days of the week, like, I don't know, like with work at my real job, just, I don't know, Friday nights works best for me, so I hope it works for you guys. Did Abby ever say what she was working on? My 93 steering gearbox is leaking like crazy. Oh no. So I'm getting it out and replaced. Matt, I just rebuilt my 90 YJ with Engine Tech, watching your videos. Oh, awesome, Matt. Sweet. And it all 90, so that was a carbureted. Yeah, mine are all fuel injected. I haven't, honestly, I've kind of stayed away from carbureted engines just because I don't want to be messing with a carburetor. So that's why most of my builds that you've seen have been fuel injected. Let's get the valve cover off. This should look okay under here. Yeah. I mean, needs a little cleaning up, but not bad. Got the good cork gasket on here. You know, the Felpro gaskets work well too, but these cork ones, yeah, I don't have any issue with them. Cork gaskets seem to work just fine. Hands are getting greasy. Yeah. Just kidding. I need to just grab a little rag though. Maybe I'll turn the engine over here. Where's my good? All right, this is where I start looking for tools. What is that, 3/4, I think, to turn over? Yep. Let's just look at this valve train. Videos have helped me a ton. Well, you're welcome. I'll be learning something from your live. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you. 23 people watching, that's good. Oh yeah, my spark plugs are still in, so you can hear the compression. So this engine was running just fine before I started. Well, like I said, I put the stroker in its place. So this came out of my 94 YJ. Put the stroker in, and yeah, the stroker, I've been so happy with it. It is so much fun. And honestly, like, you see like this old Jeep, you know, it's like, it's an old Jeep, but it's got some power. And then especially like at like some stoplights and stuff, I have had a little bit of fun next to somebody, and you know, they start going, I start going, and they're like, this is like an old crummy Jeep. I'm gonna blow them out of the water. And they start going, and I step on the gas, like drop a gear, step on the gas and pull away from them, or at least keep up with them. I mean, it is a Jeep. It's not a race car, but still fun. So let's get these spark plugs out of here. See, the trouble with my live stream is there's a delay. Flip back here so I can see. Okay, you can see pretty good. So to see the chat, I have to have my YouTube channel up, but then to see like instant of what's going on, I have to go over to my streaming software. So I'm just going to get these spark plugs out of the way. Gosh, why does everything feel like it was pre-loosened on this? And yeah, like I do keep everything in order, like I said, and even the spark plugs, like taking these out, you know, this one's a little gummed up. I will keep these all in order just so I can refer, if I ever want to refer back to something like, ooh, like what was going on with cylinder 2? I want to see the spark plug from cylinder 2. That first one looked like it had a little carbon on it, maybe a little oil. Was it wet? You don't want to see a wet spark plug. It means it's not firing properly. Yeah, it's probably just time for new spark plugs on this. So I've dug into quite a few of these 4-liter YJ engines. So rebuilding is kind of fun. Like, I just enjoy the process and putting the finishing touches on it, firing it up the first time. That's always awesome. Yeah, all of these, they look okay. I mean, a little bit of carbon buildup on them. It's probably time for new plugs. None of them are particularly wet or anything, or scorched. All right, spark plugs out of the way. So my plan was for this to be about an hour live stream. That'll work well for me, especially if we're doing this on a consistent basis. When you turn your engine over, we're doing it clockwise. See, that turns so much easier now that those pistons are out. Or pistons, spark plugs are out because there's no compression. Let's start taking these rocker arms apart, getting ready to take the head off. So we'll take these rocker bolts out, the bridge off, the little rocker arms, and the springs and all that. Probably won't, the head we probably won't get to tonight, but let's see, what size is this? It looks like a 1/2 inch. Yes. So let's go through and just break all these guys loose. Let's see, I really miss my 4 liters. Oh yeah, they made 1 million of these 4-liter engines. I mean, literally millions and millions of these, because they were a great engine. They last forever. So I actually own 1, 2, 3. I own 3 of them. Yeah, so that's awesome. Jeff, I have a 4.0 I want to rebuild. I'll be learning something for live. Love your videos from New Zealand. Whoa, what time is it over there? My wife and I really enjoy our 93 YJ. Your videos help me so much. Thanks for all you do. The Lawnmower Detective. You're welcome. That's honestly the best part is when I get comments from people like, hey, I did this project, you know, replace my starter or whatever. I couldn't have done it without your videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and just, I don't know, helping people out. It's so cool. So I'm just breaking these loose. My electric ratchet, like I said, works really well, but it doesn't have a lot of torque on it. So if these are tight, it makes it a little more challenging. And now on this rebuild, if we were keeping, yeah, I'll probably get new rockers and everything for this from Engine Tech. So I don't really need to keep these in order. That one kind of moved on me a little bit, but just because it has a different amount of pressure on it. So it's not imperative that I keep these in order, but I will anyways, just in case I want to, like I said, look back at something. And I love using, I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, you can. My egg crate method. I love using egg crates, egg cartons to keep things organized. Because it's all divided up in nice little even pouches. Let's take these bridges off. But if you're reusing the same stuff, the same hardware, you know, if you're keeping your same rockers or bridges, just keep everything in order because it wears in a certain way and you want to just keep it in that same spot. So let's see if I can lift up the whole assembly here. So piston number 1. Actually, I want to flip this around. This box goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so this would be 1. It's a little backwards, but whatever. Yeah, I could have gloves on, but oh well. That ship sailed. And I'm not sure how many episodes this will be. It'll take a while to rebuild this. It'd be fun if over the series here you guys can just pop in and say hi. We've got 29 people on. It's 15:45, 3:45 in the afternoon. Wow. I really love the YJ build and the stroker build videos. It's helped me a lot. Awesome. So when I had this new engine, or not new engine, this leftover engine, because I put the stroker in, had this laying around. And I knew I wanted to rebuild it. And so I have used, like I said, Engine Tech parts in the past. Really like their stuff, have had good success with it. So I contacted them like, hey, I want to rebuild this. And I was thinking like, yeah, I've done rebuild video series, but I'd like to do that just with my viewers and like have them follow along. Like we'll do it together. Like that'd be a really fun series. So I thought, oh, I'll do that this winter. That'll be perfect. But this weather's turning kind of crummy. I'm going to be working inside more. And then Friday evenings, like I said, work great for me. So here we go. We got the rocker arms off, the bridges. Let's pull the push rods out. And I don't know, some of you have experience rebuilding, some don't. The same thing with the push rods here. So these sit on top of the camshaft, and as the camshaft moves, then the rockers and your valves, these are attached to your valves, right? So that whole system moves. If you can see, I wonder if you can see on the video, these push rods on this 4-liter engine. So these guys have a little hole in the middle. That's to squirt oil. So that's how it squirts oil up onto the valve train through those little guys. I always thought that was cool. So I want to keep these in order. I'll get new push rods from them as well. But still, I'm going to keep them in order. How am I going to keep these guys in order? Normally I put these in a box. There we go. Start over there, number 1. Because most likely I'll get new ones from Engine Tech. So do I have front on this? Driver. Okay. So that's number 1. Number 2. So we'll go 1 and 12. So it's not imperative that I keep these in order, but I will anyways, just in case. There's probably nothing wrong with these. You can get bent push rods, or I mean, obviously you can have problems with anything on your car. There goes our push rods. Just that quick. Top end is taken apart. I didn't know how much we would get to today. We're 20 minutes in. We're doing pretty good. 30 people watching. Honestly, that's kind of what I thought. I'm like, yeah, we'll get 30 people. Like, that'll be good. That's a good number. So the 30 of you watching, thank you. I appreciate you. So the head bolts, let's go ahead and crack the head bolts loose. I've learned a lot watching your videos. Love your channel the past few years. Spartan. You're welcome, Spartan. I'm glad they have helped. What size are these? They are bigger. I'm going to use my 1/2-inch stuff on them. Are they 5/8? Just tried a 15 on it. 15 was too loose, but 5/8 seems to work good. Somebody snapped me. Just making sure it's not somebody saying like, hey, we can't hear you. It's just my daughter. She's watching me. That's funny. Hi, Bella. And Ezra. All right, let's break our head bolts loose here. Now the head bolts on this, because I have had this head off, I reused the head bolts. That's controversial, I know. But from what I've read on these 4-liter engines, you can reuse the head bolt one time. They do stretch, but I didn't have any issues. I reused this. After I rebuilt the head, like we talked about that cracked head gasket, I rebuilt the head, put a new gasket, all that. Used the same head bolts. That's why they have a little bit of paint on them, just to indicate when you do that, you put a little paint on them to show that they've been reused. I've had 0 issues with it. It's a little controversial. Some people like, anytime, if you're digging into this, yeah, buy new head bolts, but that can cost you $150. Like, it can get expensive. So I don't know. You just got to pick your battles, I guess. I took the chance, reused these head bolts, had no problem. So yeah, I think reusing them on these 4-liter engines is just fine. Could you have a problem? Yeah, possibly. Could you have a problem with a brand new head bolt? Yeah, possibly. So let's crack some head bolts loose. I don't know if you can see it, but I have a little 2x4 under the front end of this, because on my engine stand, it kind of like wants to bounce a little bit, but let's see if I can get enough torque on this. Yeah. Well, you know what? I've got my, when you're tightening head bolts, yeah, super important you go in order. Loosening, not as much. I wonder if my impact driver would take these off. I'm just going to loosen them. This stud bolt on the back here for a ground on your engine. $36. Oh, what Jeep will you be putting the engine in? Sean, thank you for asking. I didn't mention that, did I? So my daughter Sasha, who's been driving solely, right? That's a 97 XJ. That thing, it leaks like a sieve. Yeah, it's got 100 and something thousand miles on it. What is it at? I have trouble keeping track of all my cars. It's got, I don't know, 140, 160,000 miles on it. I don't think it's at 200. But anyways, I mean, the engine, it's got some miles on it. So my daughter's 97 XJ, my plan is to put it in that. But if this engine isn't ready for quite a while, I don't know, we'll see. But that's kind of my plan at this point. putting it in the XJ. Now these head bolts I also want to keep in order because that's what I do. Oh, I had a little tiny box. Did I throw that outside? I meant to grab that little box. It's in my recycle bin. There it is. Now, how am I going to keep track? Well, I'm not going to reuse these head bolts, so does it matter? Does it even matter? Gosh, do I really want to worry about this? If I don't, I'm going to be like, oh shoot, I wish I would have. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. Yeah, I'll keep track of them just because that's what I like to do. And let's go front, rear, and then we're going to take these out quick though, because we're going to grab the impact driver. I also want to protect my ears, because when I get older, I still want to be able to hear. Where's my socket? Oh, there it is. The age-old issue of, where did I put that tool? 41 viewers. I actually told my wife, I was like, if we can get up to 50 viewers tonight, like during the live, that'll be awesome. We're partway there, 41. Let's pull our head bolts. Oh, obviously, okay, studs. Okay, I can keep track of these. So this side is stud. When on the stroker build, I did get new head bolts, and they were all just regular bolts. None of them were studs, and it was kind of annoying because there's things that, like your fuel rail clip on here. I mean, I made it work without. It was fine, but when I buy again, if I get new head bolts again, I'm going to get ones with studs. At least I'll try. We'll see. This might be a little bit loud. Impact driver coming. Oh, this is the special bolt. You guys, if you watch my other rebuilds, you have to put some special sealant on this one because it actually goes down inside of the water jacket on your engine. So it's kind of cool. Okay, front. There we go. 1. Probably not reusing these. We're definitely not reusing these, but that's okay. We're keeping them in order just for fun. Because if I didn't, I don't know. Craftsman impact driver. Love that thing too. Yeah, those are in order, kinda. I can put them in more secure order later. If you haven't ever taken the head off, oh, it stinks. These head bolts. So I think you get a tiny bit of burnt oil underneath the bolts, because when you put these bolts in, you don't put them in dry. Put them in just with a tiny bit of oil on them. I mean, not dripping. You don't want oil dripping off of them. But you just don't want them dry. There we go. That's that. You guys will see me using hearing protection and stuff like that all the time because, yeah, be smart. I think I want to take that dipstick out. It's like, what? You just took 34. Oh, we lost some. Oh, love your videos. Working on the timing on my 89 YJ 4.2 so she can get back on the road. Awesome. Yeah, timing can be a nightmare. Wow, that's just finger tight. I swear I didn't I didn't pre-loosen all this stuff. Oh, that stud. So oops. That stud there, that's an E something bolt. Let me pull down my fastener kit. Yeah, this is the one. And yeah, you guys can see this side. So next live stream, when we do this again, E8? No. E7. I'm probably going to switch this up so we have more of a closer view more often. I just have to get my audio figured out so that I can switch between like what I call far camera and close camera. I don't have the audio quite set up. I did a live stream, it was quite a while ago, where I switched between the two, and when I switched, I lost audio, but I didn't know it. And viewers, everybody's like, hey, we can't hear you. Hello, hello. That's the problem with doing live streams. And this goes on one of the studs. Back stud. That's the other thing I do when I take stuff apart. I put bolts, nuts and bolts back where they go. If I can fit them on. This did come off of here, right? Yeah. Okay, get down there. Okay, let's get this dipstick out. There we go. This stud I'll just put with the dipstick. Keeping stuff together. So if I just lay stuff on the table, then I lose stuff. There we go. All right, the head should be loose. I think I can gently lift it up with this bar. Just gonna stick this in a exhaust port. All disconnected, yep. We're just stuck on there. I don't want to damage any of these ports. Let's whack on it a little bit. Trying not to bump stuff. Here's my intake manifold gasket. I should move that close camera so you guys can see. Manifold gasket, obviously going to need a new one of those. Let's see if this head will come off. We are totally disconnected. All the head bolts are out. This is a sensor back there on the back end. Watch it not come off on the live stream. Not hitting that very hard. Oops, lost my support board. I don't want to have it come flying off, but I might need more leverage than this. Why is the head not breaking loose easy? It's like, it is not RTV, it's just a head gasket. What is going on? Gonna need a bigger pry bar or something. My YJ has over 300,000 miles. Awesome, yeah. That's why I needed to change the leaf springs for over a year. Yeah, I did leaf springs on mine, my 94 a while ago, and yeah, it's a pain. Dang, why won't this head come off? Did I miss a head bolt? No. Push rods are all out. I just need a bigger hammer. Maybe a better bar than this. Ooh, do I have a more beefier bar? I know I have a really beefy one over here, but it needs to be small enough to fit in to one of those exhaust ports. This has more leverage on it. I'm just wrapping the end of this to keep it from damaging. As long as it doesn't scratch it up too much. I mean, it's not like a nice machine surface. Watch this head come off and go kaboom on the ground on live TV. Awesome. Dang, I'm like lifting the whole thing up. I need to that's what I'll do. All right, we're going to bring in some heavier artillery to crack this loose. I don't know why this is stuck on there so tight, but it is. Where is... Where's my concrete chisel? It's always in there. Let me look in one other spot here real quick. You guys are like, did he say concrete chisel? Yeah, I did. Because it's just a really good striking surface. Yes, I did say concrete chisel. Because it's just a nice thing to hold on to. Oh, here it is. I see it. It's one of you online saying, hey, you forgot to release the legend ago. That's why it won't come off. Let's see, so roughly hit it with a bigger hammer. That's what I'm doing, JeepSolid. How you doing? All right. 5-pound hammer, concrete chisel, bad idea. But I'm gonna hit it in some places where like support down there. Just trying to hit it in a few spots to rattle it loose. Let's hit it on the thermostat housing spot a little bit. If I can. don't really have anywhere to hit it on the manifold side without hurting something. Yeah, there we go. It's broken loose. Just a little encouragement. Am I still on camera? 5-pound hammer, concrete chisel. Bad idea. It needs to be a shirt. Yeah, I've been thinking about shirt ideas. One saying that I thought would be funny is like, don't worry, I saw a guy do this on YouTube. Because that's so true. All right. Look at that. Oh, yeah. See, that's what I was afraid was going to happen. It was going to try to slide off on me. Bam! Right on live TV. Oh. Dent my concrete floor. Where am I going to set this? I'm going to set this right on my workbench over here so that I can show you guys what it looks like. We got a lot done today. The top end totally disassembled. What am I, 41 minutes in? We're at 40 viewers. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know if we'll hit that 50 viewer, but if we keep doing this regularly on Fridays, that's kind of my goal. Like, just to kind of get more and more people hanging out on Friday evening, watching the show, chatting. It'll be fun. All right, let's lift this head off of here. Pooh! Oh. There we go. Little bit of charcoal or carbon buildup on the piston, and it's pretty normal. A little bit of a ring around the top here. I don't know if you guys can see that very good. Let me switch over to Streamlabs so I can see exactly what you guys are seeing. Move you in a little closer. There we go. So yeah, a little bit of ring around the collar up here. It's pretty normal. The cylinders themselves, let me grab a light. I didn't have any issues. With this Jeep. Like, it ran just fine when I took it out to put the stroker in. You know, don't see any puddles of oil, don't see any cracks, like any obvious cracks on the cylinder walls. They all look nice and smooth, no like bad scoring. There's a little tiny bit of, oh no, I thought there was rust on this one, but it's not. It's just, when I pulled the head, a little bit of goo fell down in there. It just wiped right off. It looked like a little rust spot, but it wasn't. Let's turn the head over a little bit and see what we see. And when you turn it, you want to do it clockwise. Oh, it turns so easy now. Yeah, gosh, all the cylinders look great. This engine, yeah, I have never rebuilt this engine. So, like I said, I did the head gasket, but that was it. Have not rebuilt the engine on this, so that'll be fun. Yeah, our little lifters down in there, which you guys can't quite see, or can you? I'd say yes, you can. Oh, look at that. So down in there, can you guys see? Yeah. You got your lifters down in there. I'll have to replace those. Sometimes you can't lift those out. Can you see that? Yeah. Let's try to lift one. Let's try to lift a lifter. Magnet. So sometimes these lifters, they have just a little bit of carbon buildup on the bottom of them. So they won't, oh wait. It's like fishing. I always love pulling lifters. Yeah, it goes up and down just fine, but it kind of, oh wait, there it goes. A little shaking back and forth. Was able to get it. That's fishing for lifters. you can have lifters go back, and these are hydraulic, so as they go up and down, they just squirt up the push rod, and the push rod goes up and oils the top of the valve train. See if I can put this guy back. So I'll be putting all new lifters in this, complete rebuild. One last thing I need to do is late to the party. Hey bud, learned a ton from your videos, past and present. Just finished another rear main seal leak on my 93. Oh, big project, but yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I need to measure, because I got to get parts. I got to get parts from Engine Tech. We should look at the bottom. Let's look at the valves real quick. Let's look at the bottom of the head. We are 45 minutes into our stream. We're doing good. Let's take close camera and far camera. There we go. There's our head gasket. Man, that was just stuck on there, like seriously. Yeah, I'll get a little trowel behind that and peel this off, but valves, so when we've got intake and exhaust, the intake always, because it has fuel running over it, always looks a little cleaner. But yeah, the exhaust ports are kind of carbon buildup a little bit. I did have this head resurfaced, but I'll have it resurfaced again. I talked to a machinist about these Jeep 4-liter engines, and it was about resurfacing the head before I put a head back on, and if it was necessary or not. And so I was talking to him, how often do you find these heads are warped? So, just a tiny bit can create a little air gap, right, or a little problem, any amount of warpage. So I said, how often do you find that these 4-liter heads are warped? He's like, always. Like, they always are. Like, if you have one on an engine, use it for whatever amount of time, then take it off. Yeah, it'll be a little bit warped. I wanted to show you guys another thing. I don't know what happened here. Let me move close camera. This was not from me. So here we've got the side of the engine. We've got our freeze plugs, expansion plugs, core plugs, whatever you want to call them. But truly, they are not freeze plugs. Like, they're not designed to, like, release the pressure if the engine freezes. Like, no, because it's going to crack like other places. Like, the ice or whatever is not going to just come up and come out these holes. I guess the real reason they're here is during the casting process of the engines, a way to get the sand out. But anyways, look at what they did. I did not do this. I don't know what that is. Let me get a screwdriver. This is like, I don't know. It's like a hard, that's hard. I don't know what that is, but it's like just on there like toothpaste. But it's hard. This one, this is soft, like silicone. I swear this is silicone. Like, this isn't a proper use for silicone. That's silicone. It has to be, but it's red. So obviously it had to be like a high temperature silicone. I don't know what that is. And then this one back here, I don't know if you can see, but it has a tiny bit of silicone on it as well. I never had this leak. This never leaked on me. I ran this engine for years. It was like that when I bought it. Whoever put these core plugs in used what they had on hand, I guess, and put the plugs in, and it worked. They didn't leak. So, go figure. But yeah, we'll be putting new plugs in this. Obviously, I am going to have machine shop help. there's a balance between doing stuff yourself and stuff to get the machine shop to help you with. Like I can't resurface a head. I don't have the equipment to do that. Boring it out, I'll probably bore this out 30 thousandths over, but I wanted to get a quick measurement before I can order parts. I think I skipped over that. Order parts from Engine Tech. I needed to measure the cylinders because what is it? 3.85? Is that the diameter? Let me grab my micrometer. I don't know if JeepSolid is still on here, but I'm playing him this week in fantasy football. And he's in first place and I'm in second place. But he, honestly, this year deserves to be in first place because he has the highest point total, the highest record. But don't get me started about that because I'll complain about last season. Into the season, I had the highest point total, best record, went into the playoffs, and then I lost back-to-back, and just people got lucky. I ended up in fourth. Highest point total, best record, fourth place. Go figure. Anyways, close camera, where are we at here? So I need to measure the cylinders here. And now this little lip of carbon buildup can kind of throw you off a little bit. But let me see if this is 385, if my memory is right. No, did I have it zeroed? That was like 3 inches. Okay. It was like 3.1. I was like, what? Is my memory completely gone? So now this is measuring 3.87. Can you guys see that? 387 with a little carbon buildup. I'll take some other measurements. I just wanted to make sure that this hasn't been bored out before. So where are we at? 386. I wonder how many viewers we got on. That's one thing I don't like about this. Oh, we're at 44. I wonder if we hit 50. We may have. Looks like epoxy on the first plug. Yeah, it is. It definitely. I don't know. Like JB Weld or something. And this stuff is like silicone. Yeah, I don't know. Mike H, welcome. Were you late to the party? Let's see. Is this going to be a stroker build? No, it's not going to be a stroker build, but I do think I'm going to bore this out 30 thousandths over. That's a good, just a good number to kind of refresh the cylinder walls. You can go up to 60 thousandths over. I don't want to take it to that extreme. Is that what I did on my stroker? No, on the stroker, I think I did 30 thousandths over as well. But then with the changing out the pistons and rods and a new crank, got it to be a 4.6 liter. So this, I'm going to keep it at a 4 liter. It'll be slightly above if we bore it out at 30 thousandths over, but I mean, just minuscule. It won't notice any different. But we will bore it out and have it bored and honed. And that's another thing that the machine shop has to do. I can't do that. You can hone yourself. I tried it. It worked out okay. I may have been able to run it. But ultimately, I ended up taking it to a machine shop and having them bore it out and hone it. And it just looked much better. I looked like an amateur doing it. Like the result when I did it looked like an amateur did it. And when I got it from them, it was just perfect crosshatch pattern, like how it's supposed to be. If you get your honing incorrect, then the rings on the pistons won't seat properly, can cause other issues. So, and honing it or having the machine shop, because they were doing other things to it, having them hone it wasn't that much more. But I have noticed that machine shop costs vary quite a bit. 45 viewers, we're about 54 minutes into this live stream. We've got the head all disassembled, a couple of quick measurements on here. So I think I'm safe to order those pistons from Engine Tech, just the standard 30 thousandths over. Yeah. So what did I say? It was going to be like 3.85. and I'm at 3.869, so maybe 3.87. So 10, 100 thousandths, 30 thousandths over. Yeah. We'll get new pistons from Engine Tech, and then once I do that, I still have to disassemble the bottom end. That'll be on a future episode, and we have more to do on the head here. Taking the valves out, the springs, the keepers, all that. That's a huge pain. I don't like doing that because my spring compressor I have it's just a cheapy one, but I don't rebuild enough engines to invest in a expensive one. The one I have works, like it does the job slowly and painfully and sends springs shooting across the room. So looks like chat's kind of quieted down. 48 viewers, that's awesome. Concurrent viewers. But I think that's it for tonight, unless you guys have any final questions. Let me switch back over to my live streaming. Yeah, everything looks good there. I don't see any new chats since Mike. I lost my chats on my tablet here because this thing always gives me trouble. I need a new tablet. Normally this tablet's a great way where I can see chat here and chat with you guys, but it died on me right out of the gate. So master rebuild kit from Engine Tech, which has all the gaskets, bearings, freeze plugs. I'll get new pistons from them, piston rings, head bolts. I gotta look into head bolts. See where I can get head bolts and if I can get them from Engine Tech as well. So there you go. Tune in next Friday, same time, 7:30. Works for me. If it works for you guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. And even when this live stream is done, leave a comment if you had another question that I didn't get to or something. Leave a comment. I'll go back and read those later because you can still comment on the video. Thank you guys and have a good night.